Hello and welcome to our session today. We're going to cover a few steps on how to create a wiki from scratch. So when you use Wiki Spaces and you have given yourself access to Wiki Spaces, this is what you'll see. You'll see your own page and you'll see my wiki, and here is a collection of all the wikis that I'm a member of, and that's the one that Sue has given us an invite to. That's the ePortfolio shell that we've been talking about. And this is a model that we can use to replicate on our own. And the idea is that when you click one of the standards, it shows you a page with all the standards listed, but then it has a hyperlink. And today we were looking at hyperlinks, and you click on that actual individual standard and you will have a blank page that you will later put information in. For assignment 1, some of those standards can already be filled, and you can submit that with your assignment if you wish, and that would be a good idea. But at the very, very least, at least have what we call the shell. And this is a shell because it has no other information except for the standards themselves. And there's 7 standards, so there's 7 pages we're going to create today. And then, for example, here in standard number 4, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different pages we're going to create. So how do we do that, you say? So I will tell you. And as we're recording in a live audience, we have tutorial group 1 present, and they're watching this session live. So we go back to our main page, we go to My Wiki, and for those of you that are doing this activity with me, just keep up with me if you can, and if not, you can watch this later. And there's also a few things you might want to watch here. There's Wiki Help. But once you have your own wiki, you can click on your own portfolio here, the one that's got your name. Mine's called Embarrass3, and it says to me, "Welcome Embarrass3, you have recently been added to one wiki." And that means the students that are sending me invitations to their wiki are sending me things through this list. Okay, and if you scroll down, there's a lot of information there. So what do you need to know? Well, today we're going to create a brand new wiki. Just to tell you why we're bothering to show you this, there are 2 types of wikis. There's the wiki that you use in the classroom for shared work, and then there's the wiki that you can now use as an ePortfolio, and it works more like a web page, but using the wiki tools. So let's click New Wiki, and when you're there, it's going to ask you, what is your industry? And you can work out here whether you're going to make this educational or whether you're going to make it personal. And I suggest that you make it personal because this is your personal wiki. So we're going to click Personal and we're going to click the Continue button. If you pick the industry, it's going to ask you for the name of your school, and you're not in one just yet. But if you are at a school, you could pick that, but it'll make it public. So just click Personal and Continue. And I'm doing a quick time check now because I don't want to keep you in longer than you can. All right, it says, what sort of wiki would you like to create? Is it going to be a wiki type wiki or a basic website? And we're going to click Basic Website. All right, but here you're going to give it a name. And this is where it gets difficult because names might have already been taken. So I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call mine Yoda Wiki Spaces, because it's a little joke going in my supervisor and I from my studies. And if I can create Yoda, that'd be great. But look at that, Yoda's been taken. So I'm going to see if OB1 is available, and I'm going to create. And this might take some time. So how about I go Yoda 2013, but you've got to remember that. So now's a good time to go get pen and paper and write down the name of your wiki. But I said earlier that you can see it when you hit My Wikis, it'll turn up. And it says, welcome to your wiki. This is a quick tour that will show you how to get started. And for those of you who are new to this, you should do the tour. But I'm going to click End the tour because I'm going to quickly show you what we need to do. So this is your wiki. And the main thing you need to know is that when you get in there, it's got your name. It says, welcome to your new wiki. That's very exciting. And there's my name, Yoda 2013. See my address here, 2013. Now's a good time to do a big screenshot. And if you want to do the big screenshot that takes the whole page without selecting, it's Command-Shift-3, and it'll take a picture of everything. You might need that because many of you are forgetting your address. All right, so this is the link that you send to your employers if it's a public one. All right, edit navigation. All right, this is the button where you click edit the navigation, and it means to navigate when you want to send people. So you can edit that page. All right, and that's the page where you might put standard one. So you've got the home page or about me. One, standard, 2, 3, standard, 4, standard, 5. I'm putting spaces just to make it more obvious. Standard, 6. At this point, I'm sick of writing the word standard, so I'm going to copy. I'm going to go paste standard 7. How many standards are there? 7. Oh, there you go. I did that too late, didn't I? Standard 7. All right. Now, things are going a bit slow because we're recording here, so just be patient. All right. It's going a bit slow, but that's all right. In the meantime, now, notice that the menu above here is very similar to any other template that you've seen before with Word. You've got embolden, italicise, underline. Here's all your coloured text. This is where it shows you different types of headings. These are your bullets. This is where you have the hyperlink, and that's the theme of today. Brought to you by Hyperlink. There it is. And the image, that's where you put in an image. In here, you can put in what's called a widget. If you don't know what a widget is, Google search it, it'll pop up for you. And here you can add comments. All right. And when you finish writing what you have, and mine just won't let me write the word standard, so I'm just going to click save. And it's a matter of just doing that, save. Always save your work. If you don't save your work on a wiki, you will lose it. And see, look at that. Ta-da! I've got a navigation menu. But why won't it take me anywhere? Because I haven't created those pages yet. But when I do, I can then hyperlink them. Okay, there's a little button here. That button there that looks like almost like a tennis field or a badminton court. This is where the wiki controls are. And this is your home page. And if you want to edit it, you can now click the edit button and you can say, welcome to Marciel's, or you probably put your own name, Marciel's ePortfolio. All about me. About me. I love teaching. And my teaching philosophy is, and do you know what my philosophy is, everybody? Okay. All right. Always teaching something, always learning something. If I highlight that, I can now quickly edit that by picking a colour, and let's see what colours we have here. If I click on that, I can pick a pretty colour like really green. Green's good. Apply styles. And now I've changed the colour. So, at this point, we are editing the home page, and this is where you can add a picture of yourself. If you click on picture, you should be able to find a picture from your previous files and add from week 1, and you can write a little bit about yourself. And that's just the about me. That's your introduction. It's like the front door of your house, all right? People put a nice plant there. They make it welcoming. They don't make it look like the haunted house. And it's your job to make it respectable. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to have a shell. This is a template. Assignment 2 is when you put more effort into it. And at this point, you save it. Now, if you go up here to the special box there, and you can now see what that looks like. All right, you can see that's your home page, and here is your navigation bar. But you want to add pages, don't you? So you go here to pages and files. Okay, and at this point here, this is where it gets interesting. when you click on pages and files, you can have a new page. And your first new page would be standard 1. Okay, standard 1. And what is standard 1 all about? Who's going to tell me?
Those students and how they learn.
Knows students and what?
How they learn.
How they learn. You can do that. Or you can just leave it as standard 1, okay? Because if it's too big, okay. And at this point, we will copy stuff from the standards and we can start typing in the things from the ASL site. So, earlier on, we looked at the Wiki shell that Sue gave us. But if you don't have access to that, which is the case for some of you, what you can do is you can go in and get that from the ASL standards themselves. All right, so you can go straight into the ASL standards, go down here. So if you're one of those students, I can't get in, I can't see anything, you can copy each one of these and put them in there. All right, that's 1, and it'll give you a table. So maybe you'll have to spend some time and type it all out. Or you can copy Sue's example straight if you want to. All right. So let's say there are 7 standards. So what's the first one? What's the first standard? Do you know? I'm going to get one of you. Strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait. Okay. So 1.4. 1.4. Okay. Now my computer is going slow because I've got it overloaded. 1. Standard. Okay, it's not going to type because my computer's overloaded and pretty much frozen. But if you hit save, this is what you'll see. And okay, the page doesn't exist. You can create it by clicking the edit button. All right. Okay, what was 1.4?
Strategies for teaching Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students.
Okay, and if I select that, I can click a heading and it's going slow. See how it's turning around there? It's just going a bit slow for me. And at this point, I can hit save. All right, and you have a template to copy from. You've got the actual standards themselves to copy, and you've got Sue's example to copy. Now, because there are several standards to look at, we have to create another page. So we go, I'll copy that one. I'll go back. I'll hit the back button. Hope that works. Okay, I'm going to copy that because there should be a page dedicated to just that on its own. So I'll go to Pages and Files. I'll click New Page. And that's the name of my new page because I need a separate page to show that example. And I'll click Create. And I'm going to put a little note for myself. That's going to be the title of that page because that's what that whole page is dedicated to. All right. And it's hanging on me. And while it's hanging there, you can see here there's a variety of headings to choose from. And I'm going to add a note to myself. Note to self, need to come back here and add content. Okay, at this point, I'm going to stop. If you can get as far as this over the next few days and create the pages, next session I will show you how to link them. Is that a fair enough call? Because you can't do more than that. But if you want to work out how to link them yourself, it's very similar to how we did a hyperlink today. You go into that panel where the pages are, you select that text, and the hyperlink will allow you to come back to it. So I'll hit save. I'll see if I can just show you that. I won't because we're over time and I don't want to keep you in. I'm sure you've got really important things to do. So for now, I will turn off this session, and that's a 14-minute tutorial. And I will stop. And thank you for your time. We will do the linking next week.